Hey guys, Craig with JS Racing Products. I want to do an introduction video for our next project. Some of you have heard sneak peeks about it and may even know a little bit what's going on. But now that the Porsche has been sold and the parts truck is rolling around under its own power, it's time to begin the next phase, in our next project. So up till now, those of you who've been with me from the beginning know that we really focus on the stock bottom end, the junkyard, the cheapness, how fast can we go for an affordable price. And we've done pretty good. We have 4.8s running 8 seconds, 5.3s running 8 seconds, and 6 liters running 8 seconds with bone stock junkyard bottom ends. It's been amazing so far. I decided now I'm not leaving behind my junkyard bottom end roots by any means. I'll be doing plenty of them in the future. But I decided I want to show the other side of the coin to those of you who might say, well, I can afford to do good internals. What can one of your kits, what can I expect? So, I know everybody has a Mustang, and everybody says, oh my God, not another Mustang out there. But there's a reason why everybody has a Mustang, and in particular these notchbacks. They are great cars for LS swaps. They're great cars, period. I am not a Ford guy by any means, but you cannot argue with the weight of this, the suspension, the way these things hook, everything about them. They're just awesome. So, in an effort to, get rid of spinning problems, as you all know, the Porsche was never set up to hook right. It ran 8 seconds with horrible 60 foots because it just couldn't hook. I want to get all that out of the way, and I want to focus on what our kits can do when stuck in a proper chassis. So I bought this. This was owned by somebody up in New York. They have a ton of money in this car. Somebody's taken the time to smooth, there's some chip paint there from when they took the motor out. I'll fix that. But they've smoothed out all the holes. They've done a real good job. It's got a tubular K-member, tubular A-arms, drag shocks, good fuel lines ran already. Just a lightweight car. I think they told me, look at this. They did a good job. Tranny cooler lines are ran and bent perfect. This thing, by all means, I'll be putting a power booster back on. I don't like that. This is going to be a daily driven street car. I want to show you guys what can be done with, I think it's got stock Mustang brakes on the front. Got good coilovers. A lot being a Hurst line lock hidden in there. Power windows still. It's got one seat. It needs a lot of stuff putting back into it, This will be all put back together when I'm said and done. There'll be a dash in it, cluster. But I did get it for a heck of a good deal. I mean, it's fully caged. It's got an awesome cage. It's got this painless switch system across here. I know you can't really see, but it's got all the switch controls for starting, all the lights. Everything's controlled up there. The steering wheel pops off with 2 of these Fast and Furious buttons. Air fuel meter already installed for dual air fuels from Fast. Good shift light with playback and rewind and all that. It's got a control system down there that does all kinds of stuff. I mean, it controls the whole car. There's even a nitrous controller on there, which I won't use. It's just tons and tons of stuff. They had a ton of cash in this car. It's unbelievable. Got a good Kirky seat here. I'll be putting another one to match it over there. Some good harnesses. It's got welded subframe connectors. They did a really good job. I'll show you what's in the trunk back here. The trunk doesn't stay up because they got rid of these bars back here. But I'm going to show you guys here in an upcoming segment and how-to video on how to install the convertible ones anyway from the convertible Mustang, because I like them better. Then you don't have anything in here taking up space. So we got a fuel cell here in the trunk, battery box, terminals, rear ends. Got a nice aftermarket anti-sway bars, got strange suspension and springs. Got all kinds of work already done to it. This was a no-brainer. I told you what I paid for this, you'll shit your pants. I mean, look at the rims and tires. These tires have like 1 pass on them or something stupid. It's a good car, good shape, in some good condition. Just needs the paint finished. Back seat's even still in it. It's a 4-cylinder seat because they're a little different than the GTs, but it's all black interior, which I like. Got 2 hoods with it. They are not lift-off hoods. They're actually the hood does actually come up with the hinges. I just took it off to get out of the way. Got this car the way you see it. with some couple extras. Got the radiator for it, tranny core and everything. I got it for like $5 grand. So, heck of a good start. I know some of you probably could beat that out there, but I mean, Flaming River rack. They got a ton of money in this. Anyway, alright, so this is just an introduction video. I just want to show you guys what's going on. Now, here's the plan. The plan is to use a stock 6-liter block, just a regular 6.0 Gen 3 6.0 block, and we're going to put forged internals in it. I know you don't have to do the crank, but we're going to go ahead and do the crank. Crank, rods, pistons, and then we're going to do some aftermarket heads. We're going to do a set of decent as cast heads that have a little thicker deck at the bottom. Probably go with Dart. And that's about it. That's about what the motor's going to consist of. We'll go with a good cam, good valve train, all the stuff that you can buy right with our kits, and then we're going to do our JS Racing Products twin 7875s. I decided to go ahead and put our new versions of 7875s on this. I actually had our old versions. I bought all the leftover stock when we upgraded to a new version on January. I put 2 of them on the parts truck, and I had 2 more put aside for this. But I sold those to some customers, and I decided I'm going to do our new versions on here. And we're going to go for 1300 horsepower on pump gas with methanol injection, daily driven. Nice street manners. It's going to be a fun car. And we're going to try to run low 8s, high 7s in street trim. Just to show you guys, the potential of what can be done when you have some good internals. Transmission's going to be a Power Glide with brake. I am not going to run a really tall rear gear for the highway. I was thinking about running like a 308 or something like that, so that way I could not be screaming on the highway. But I decided that I'd really like this thing to 1/8 mile and quarter mile with all of its potential. So I'm going to run like a 355 or even maybe leave the 373s that are in it now. See how they work. And I'm going to put a gear vendor unit on it. The gear vendor unit will give me overdrive on the highway. So it'll be a glide at the track, and then at the push of a button, I'll get a 0.70 overdrive on the highway. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to really just show you guys, introduce you to the new project we're calling NastyStang. Unless I come up with a better name till then, but right now that's what it is, because it's going to be nasty and it's a Mustang. Alright, so stay tuned for some future videos here of this thing. Nice straight body, no rust, no dents. Stay tuned. Motor is going to be finished in probably about 3 weeks. Transmission should be done in about 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks. Converter's already here. Went with a good PTC converter as always. Turbos are not here yet, neither is really any of the kit. So what I'm going to do over the next few weeks is just start putting this thing back together. I didn't even have locks in it. I got these off eBay, got a matching set for the glove box, the trunk and everything. So I'm going to start putting this thing together. I'm going to build a dash gauge setup for it. Probably going to use a GPS powered speedometer. It already has a tach, so it'll be speedometer and some other gauges right in the dash itself. Get some covers in here for this stuff and all this back together so it looks nice. It's missing little things. Get all that taken care of, and I'll do a how-to video on the trunk supports, and just kind of keep you guys somewhat posted, but don't really expect to see too much for a few weeks, because until big parts get here, I'm only going to be able to nitpick with this thing. Alright guys, stay tuned for this project. We're actually going to look to make some power this time. I know the Malibu to date has been our highest horsepower setup with 1260 horsepower. Almost 4,000 pound car trapping 126/8, 153 quarter, 154. That doesn't impress guys who are into that street outlaw stuff or into that Radial versus World and all those guys down there just showing. But those guys, no matter how much they claim they're street cars, they're not the street cars like we think of street cars. We're talking cars that can just be jumped in, stop at every gas station along the way, and go all the way from coast to coast. Rain, not rain. I mean, I know I've seen Larry Larson and them guys, towing stuff in their pro mods, and they're okay. Those guys, are really blurring the line between street car and not street car just because they have good manners and they're doing it. But I just have a different version of what's a real street car, and I know some of you do too. And this is going to be a real deal street car, and this will run low 8s, high sevens, and be fun. Alright guys, stay tuned.
What you want?